Latty, who is the president of Caribbean Alliance for Equality, which is based in the United States. And they are planning a public protest this week, and it involves the Prime Minister of Jamaica. Breaking news. So we want to discuss with Jason what is being planned in the United States. Welcome, Jason Latty, to the program. Jason?
Thank you, Mr. Jerry. Nice to be here.
Good to have you. Can you tell us about plans, as I understand it, to bestow an honorary degree on Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller? What university this will be done and when?
Well, the Prime Minister will be receiving an honorary doctorate from Lafayette University, which is a Catholic-inspired university, college rather, in eastern Pennsylvania, which is in the Republican suburb, on the outskirts of Philadelphia.
So she will.
And I think it's a travesty. I mean, they're labeling the Prime Minister of Jamaica on the current both economic and social conditions as a leader in human rights, social justice, non-discrimination, and workers' rights.
And you don't agree with that?
At the university. I'm sorry?
You don't agree that she's a leader in human rights?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean,
you don't
unless I have been in a coma in the last year or two, I cannot imagine under current conditions in Jamaica and on the past human rights abuses that our current Prime Minister has been silent on, including the Montego Bay City people issue, or, even the massacre in Tivoli Gardens. She has been dead silent of the killing of the LGBTQ community in Jamaica. I mean, there's 1,500 people being killed every year in Jamaica. There is absolutely no game plan. The extradition killings by the police that are not being investigated. I don't understand how she is the person that this Sleepy Town University over there in Eastern decided to, confer such a honor to when there are other people in the world who actually are doing something for human rights. So I am very perturbed by it. I think that it's a propaganda material they're spreading, they're using. I think it's bad for Jamaica. I think it's bad for the Caribbean. It's bad for justice overall. And I will, with Caribbean Alliance for Equality and its allies, will make it known to the public.
So you're saying
that
that
people of Pennsylvania, I'm not sure, is fully aware of what is happening to people in Jamaica. That 1.1 million people are living in poverty that she presided over.
So you're saying then that you are opposed to the grounds on which they're giving her this honorary degree. They're honoring her for contribution to human rights, social justice, and so on. And you want to use this occasion to make a different point of view that you don't agree with what they're saying. Is that it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And also to bring attention to the human rights abuses that are taking place in Jamaica.
Yeah.
I mean, my concern here is, for 50 years or more, when we have 50 years of independence, we have yet to understand and recognize as a people the true value of our human capital. We need to create a Jamaica where people don't see the way out as to migrate, or the 5 flights to Miami, or the 10 flights now wherever they're going. Where Jamaica can be for Jamaica, and Jamaicans can be happy at home again.
All right.
You cannot have a place where, number one, you have all these killings going on per year, and we do nothing about it, where we have this great brain drain of our very well-educated and talented and culturally stable individuals leaving the country to disarray.
Now, let me ask you, Jason, have you communicated your displeasure to the university that is honoring her?
I absolutely did. I tried my utmost best because the president of the university have actually endorsed that article that they wrote on their website. They have yet to get back to me. As I said, it's connected to the Catholic Church, so I did call the priest over there. She did respond and return a message once. I tried calling her back, no response.
So what is actually the plan on Thursday when the Prime Minister accepts this award?
I mean on Saturday. Is that
on Saturday? Sorry, on the 24th. Yes.
We will be there. It's going to be, I have a nice little non-violent protest. We want to greet her with as much people as possible. We'll have our placards, we'll make our statements. We're sending out the press releases as we speak, and we're getting the local media involved. It's also an educational thing, because a lot of individuals in the tri-state area does not understand what is going on in Jamaica. Just the economic situation alone is a problem. Like I said, the other human rights situation, plus what the LGBTQ community is going through, which I consider torturous, and I also consider acts of terror, which is supported by the state, because when, I give you an example. For example, when a lesbian is raped, young raping what is dubbed as corrective rape, the police force refused to even take the report of the rape because the person is considered a lesbian.
Now, let me ask you.
Refusing to protect and serve that community is in itself complicit with the act of terror being perpetrated on this individual.
No, let us break it down. Yeah, man, let us break it down now. For example, where the LGBT community is concerned. Now, the Prime Minister did, during the election campaign, say that she was against discrimination and that she would be examining the buggery law. However she chose to, or would choose to do it, she didn't make clear at that point. She said something about a conscience vote in Parliament and so on. So are you now disappointed that she hasn't risen to the occasion and hasn't said what she intends to do? Is that part of what is fueling your anger against her?
I am very disappointed with it, and yes, I am extremely disappointed. I mean, when you look at the situation of those boys living in the store, the multiple killings, people are...
Hold on a second, Jason. Jason.
I'm sorry?
Jason, just so that some of our listeners understand what you're saying. The boys who are living in the store, what do you mean by that?
There are 50 boys living in the store in New Kingston. They have been kicked out of their homes, and they have no way to go. They have, marginal education. Nobody will hire them because of their sexuality. They're constantly abused by the public. They're constantly abused by the police. And, the police force in Jamaica is not becoming a laughing stock. When you lock up homeless boys, okay, and a charge of breaches of the Solid Waste Act, you're not making a mockery of policing. That's not law enforcement. When you have 1,500 people being killed per year, and you can't even solve 10 of those crimes, I mean, that's just unbelievable. So now, it's not only the prejudice that you are putting on the country, you're just making the country look like a mockery. I mean, Jamaica has now become a failed democracy by virtue of the way we treat our people.
All right. Just hold it there for us. Just hold it for Jason, just hold it there for us. We're going to take a short break. And when we come back, we'll allow you to expand upon these points, okay? This is the morning edition. My name is Lloyd Aguilar. And we're back with you. This is the morning edition. My name is Lloyd Aguilar. And we're speaking with Jason Latty, who is the president of Caribbean Alliance for Equality, that will be organizing a protest this Sunday against Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller, who will be receiving an honorary degree in Eastern Pennsylvania from a university there. And she's been awarded this degree because of her human rights stance on social justice and so on, and they're saying that this is undeserved. Jason, you just mentioned the fact that there are 50 or so, gay boys living, or LGBT living in the sewer or in the gully of New Kingston.
The gully.
Yes. What would you expect the Prime Minister to do in a situation like this?
Well, the Prime Minister takes an oath to protect the citizens of Jamaica. And she can absolutely do it. Okay, the Prime Minister, unlike the President of the United States, if she honestly believes in human rights like they're claiming she does, the President of the United States cannot call up an army and, they can't call war. She can enact war without any parliamentary approval. So if she's saying, it's based on the fact that Jamaica is such an homophobic place, while she cannot protect these boys, she can provide some kind of a security for these individuals and have their army, give them some kind of a protection. But for you to have these children constantly being beaten, or these youth constantly being beaten and harassed and just treat their citizenship just stripped from them, and they have no rights under the Constitution, apparently. I mean, a judge has ordered that, it's a public space, and they're allowed to stay there. Well, even after that, the police went down there and harassed them. Lala said lock up 30 of them. So obviously, even decisions made by the court is not respected by the current police force.
What about the suit brought by Javed Jagai to the Constitutional Court asking for a review overturning the criminalization of the Bobby law? Are you disappointed that the government, rather than joining forces with Javed, has in fact opposed his suit in the court seeking a constitutional review or a constitutional overturn of the Bobby law? Again, is this what's fueling some of your concerns about the claims?
Absolutely, one of my major concerns, yes. Yeah. And you see, I am very disappointed, number one, because in order to change public opinion, the government needs to step forward. Mm-hmm. Okay, there was a time when people, very, very dark-skinned people in Jamaica, were treated poorly. Michael Manley in the 70s stepped forward, and he made certain policy decisions, he made certain decisions, talk to his constituency, and if you look at Jamaica today, it's a much different place. He certainly did the same thing for women.
No, let me ask you this,
Even though we have challenges in Jamaica where women are concerned and, dark-skinned people still have a challenge, it's somewhat different. I am asking the People's National Party to, if you really believe in human rights and justice, to step out in front of this and say, hey, we need some level of tolerance. And one of the best way to do it is to join forces with those who are seeking to, to read down the Buggery law, because they're now saying that, they can't repeal the whole thing, which, doesn't make much sense to me. But I'm not a lawyer in the room, so, that's a different conversation altogether.
Jason, in the parliamentary debate just concluded, Andrew Holness, the leader of the opposition, was challenging the Prime Minister almost to include the Buggery law as part of a referendum that needs to be taken to the people. Do you agree that the Buggery law should be put to a referendum and people decide whether it should be retained or repealed?
That is a joke, and I know Mr. Holness is much, much smarter than what he's trying to portray. You cannot put the civil rights of any marginalized group up for a vote. It's not possible because you're going to get the same results. That's like putting slavery up to a vote to the slave masters. It's not going to work. That's just political pandering, and it's time the Jamaican people understand where both parties stand in situations like this. Because all they're trying to do is to appease their electorate, and it's not going to work. So that will do absolutely nothing for the human rights conditions of this marginalized group of people in society. Because they have the reports. They know that if a referendum goes up, it's going to fail. The Buggery law will stand. You have people like Betty and Blair who have planted the seed that most, gay people are pedophiles. She came out with an article I read, very comical article if it was not a serious matter, that, the church is under siege in America and in Canada and in England because, gay people have gay rights here. I lived here for 14 years. I know that's not true. I mean, you know, I am a church person. As a matter of fact, I'm an ordained minister. So I don't understand where she's getting this life from. But she do understand. She do understand the thinking of the people. That Jamaica have more churches per square mile than any other country in the world. So if she use these little bullet points, it might anger the people to come out against, you know, gays and lesbians more than they are right now. Not quite sure how much further she wants them to go. But gay people are being killed. Like I said, they're under siege.
And
if anybody disagree with that, I can definitely give them the report.
And your definition of human rights expands beyond gay rights. You're also looking at extrajudicial killings and police abuses as well.
Oh, absolutely. Human rights belong to everyone. There's no such thing as gay rights. I don't believe in that. It's an overall human rights. Everybody was born in Jamaica under one constitution. That's why the motto said, even though my God is from somewhere else, out of many one people. We are all one people. So if you're because of your religious affiliation, maybe you're an Hindu or you're a Jew or you're being oppressed in Jamaica, I certainly will come to your rescue.
Yes.
Because I believe in the human rights of all Jamaicans. Mm-hmm. If you are from Tivoli Gardens or Hornet Gardens, you are supposed to be afforded the same rights. Mm-hmm. Or you're from Nutsford Boulevard or wherever you're from.
So
it has nothing to do with your sexuality, your religious affiliation, or the color of your skin. And like I said, I honestly believe now that we have gone so far to have most of our assets in Jamaica, that all we have left now is our human capital. And for us to remain a viable country and a viable nation, we have to protect our human capital.
And what response you think you're going to get from the Caribbean community in there in Pennsylvania when you try to have this protest on Saturday?
I think the Caribbean community in Pennsylvania will join us in what we are doing. And I hope the Caribbean community in the Caribbean itself will see exactly, not see this as, making the country look bad or the Caribbean look bad, but see this as a way to start a meaningful dialogue to change the trajectory in our countries. Because there's not only Jamaica, there are other Caribbean countries that have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And until we solve this problem, we're not going to get much further. If we're going to sink further and further into this cycle where these killings continue, where a bad economy continue and continue on the decline, I am just worried that Jamaica might become the modern day Haiti in my lifetime.
All right.
And that's not the idea I think the founding fathers were going after.
And if you
when Michael Manley told me he was out to build a new Jamaica, I didn't envision this one.
All right, Jason, if you remain in moments that we have, if you remain in minutes, it would be quite appropriate for any of our listeners to call in and raise any questions with you, just reminding them of the numbers here, 755-3985, 925-7172, and 969-6933. So you have communicated with the university. What's the name of the university again?
Lafayette University.
Lafayette University, and you say it's a Catholic university. You have communicated with them that you disagree in which the basis upon which they're giving her this award. Do you have any idea how this award came about or this honorary degree came about? If there's any connection?
Well, not quite sure. From what I can gather, based on and that's on their website, by the way, I like the fact that they have 7 Jamaican students who have graduated from the college.
But I'm also reading that they're hoping that by inviting the Prime Minister, this would encourage the university to grant more scholarships to Jamaicans and so on. So that would be the positive, I guess, of awarding her an honorary degree.
It absolutely would be.
Yes.
But my concern is when a university, I really don't want to cause an intellectual getter because Lafayette College was before this known as a good place. But my concern is honorary degree is not the problem. Mm-hmm. It's when you make these false, blatant, factless statements that she's an international, defender of human rights when it's not true.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When when she refused to address the killings in her own backyard.
Yes.
Refused to even mention it. Where is the Prime Minister's statement about the death of Dwayne Jones? He was massacred Al-Qaeda style. If this happened anywhere else in the world, there would be an international outcry.
All right. So this will be on Saturday.
It will be on Saturday, the 24th of May, which is Saturday coming up.
All right. And you'll be having a protest outside the University of Lafayette.
Outside the university, yes.
All right. Very good. All right. Thank you very much, Jason. And
all right, thank you very much for having me, and keep up the good work.
Please let us know how this thing turned out. I'm sure the news will get to the Prime Minister about this planned protest, and perhaps she'll have some remarks to make about her position on human rights, on all these issues that you raised here this morning.
I really hope so. I really hope we can get some good results from this, because Jamaica was made for all Jamaicans, and I hope all Jamaicans can enjoy what the land of wood and water like most of us are.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right, sir. Take care.
Okay, Jason. All right, and that brings